Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer channel episode, and today, as most of the videos are, we are doing a live chat. So I will try and answer and read out as many viewer comments as possible. I just want to thank everybody who has been supporting beyond watching the videos on Patreon or here on YouTube as a channel member. Thank you so much. It really does make all of the difference. So today we have a few different stories that I want to catch up on, and in a moment we'll get to the horses, dogs, husbands and kids topic of conversation. But I do want to start, I think, with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, or rather Catherine. It is just Catherine, and of course the Duchess of Cornwall, Camilla, because they did their first kind of historic engagement together. And although it wasn't in the physical form, they weren't together physically, they did do their first joint engagement ever, and that was for Children's Hospice Week, where they joined a Zoom, I do believe, video call, and each of them spoke passionately about the cause. Of course, Catherine was sat in her bay window at Anmer, and I do believe that Camilla is now, well, that video was probably shot, I think, at Clarence House, because Charles and Camilla are back in London now doing in-person engagements. So it was a historic video engagement, so to speak, because Camilla and Catherine haven't done a joint engagement together just by themselves. They have been with other members of the family. If you all remember, when the Queen took Camilla and Catherine to Fortnum and Mason's. But in terms of a solo engagement, it was the first. It was a lovely video message, and I think I did post the video link to that to the royal family's own YouTube channel in the community section of my own channel, so do go and check that out if you have not already. Hello to Elizabeth Regina, hello to you, and by the way, I hope everyone is doing really well. It's hot here in the UK. It's very hot. Right, also the Prince of Wales. It is hashtag Children's Hospice Week. By the way, there seems to be a hashtag or a hashtag for a week almost every day. Almost every day it's hashtag something or other day. It's quite hard to keep up. But Tai Fan is remarkable, and the Prince of Wales has been supporting this charity for a very long time. So not only does it have some wonderful facilities, but it is staffed by a very special group of people who show boundless love. And of course, Tai Fan is a children's hospice. And if I just turn the screen around a moment, you can see a beautiful photograph of Prince Charles with, of course, one of the children who are, benefiting from this charity. Obviously, a children's hospice is for children who have severe difficulties and life-limiting illnesses. So it is a very important cause. So Prince Charles has, of course, been speaking out about that. Also, today is National Writing Day, and led by First Story for the National Writing Day is a collection of literacy charities and publishers all working to celebrate the power of writing, many of which are affiliated with the Duchess of Cornwall. Camilla has long been championing reading and literacy here in the UK. She's also especially concentrated on girls with literacy. And there is a beautiful photograph of Camilla for the occasion. If I just show that one there. Now, Camilla has actually come and published a list of books. It's almost like Camilla's book club. So I'm going to read some of those in a moment. So yeah, the Duchess encourages all people of all ages and genders to read. You may remember, I do indeed, that Her Royal Highness shared the reading list at the beginning of lockdown and joined the final hashtag 500 words and BBC Radio 2 creative writing competition earlier this month. So if you haven't already, do go and check out the Duchess of Cornwall's reading list. We have Restless by William Boyd, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, the Simon Cerelia series by Susan Hill, Philip Pullman's The Book of Dust, the Cazalet Chronicles by Elizabeth Jane Howard, A Gentleman in Moscow by Amar Towles, The Red Notebook by Antoine Lorraine, The Architect's Apprentice by Aif Shafak, and if I go down, Travels on My Elephant by Mark Shand, her brother. So there we have 9 really interesting reads. I did read a bit more about these in a previous video at the time that they were out, but I will post this link into the description, so if you've missed me reading them out, you can catch up a little bit later. Right, what was my next story that I wanted to speak about today? I think that was it for those ones. I wanted to go on. Oh yes, Duchess Catherine. She has. Well, there's this remarkable young man, which I will just bring up in a moment. Here he is, Tony Hudgell. Now, Tony Hudgell is a child, and he doesn't have any legs. They had to be amputated for medical reasons. And a little bit like Captain Tom Moore, who raised a remarkable amount of money for doing 100 laps of his garden. Tony Hudgell felt inspired by Captain Tom Moore, and he decided that he was going to walk 10k to raise funds for Evelina London. And of course, the Duchess of Cambridge is patron of Evelina London. So here he is on his crutches, and he's getting better and better every day with his walking, and he has raised an incredible amount of money as well. So the Duchess of Cambridge, of course, has recognised this and says that we are proud of the incredible courage and determination shown by Tony Hudgell, who is walking 10k to raise funds for Evelina London, and of course, of which the Duchess of Cambridge is patron. There is a hashtag, Go Tony Go. So do, of course, check that out. Right, I now wanted to move on to the horses, dogs, husbands and kids. So, if you didn't know, on Instagram, Paul Burrell, former butler to Diana, Princess of Wales, has been posting a series called Burrell's Britain, where he's been sharing lots of memories of his time with Diana and the royal family. Sometimes he shares a video message talking, sometimes he shares photographs from his own personal collection. And this time he has been recalling the royal family's love of animals and the royal family's connection to animals. He says we are a nation of animal lovers, and the royal family is no exception. The Queen's love for animals is well known, and I witnessed this at first hand. It is little known fact that she had an aviary of green and blue budgerigars at Windsor Castle. This love of animals was instilled in Prince William and Prince Harry by both Charles and Diana. As the Queen once said to me about her corgis, they give me unconditional love. Here are a few animal snaps from my album. So if you go on over to his Instagram, you'll be able to browse those photographs. But he did, in the video message he posted with it, say that all the staff used to have this saying, within the royal family, the priority, the pecking order, was always horses, dogs, husbands and kids. So basically saying the royal family put their animals even before their own, which I think is obviously, not true. It's always family first. But I think it just goes to show that the royal family did lavish a lot of care and attention and place a lot of importance and priority on their animals. So, we know that the Queen loves to feed her corgis. And of course, when she had many, many corgis, she used to come down and personally feed them. And of course, they had very, very tasty dinners. Her love of horses is well known. And, husbands and kids probably down the pecking order. So I want to know from you in the comment section below, in your family, what is your pecking order? Is it the same? Is it horses, dogs, husbands and kids? Or is it something else, hamsters or whatever it might be? So do let me know. Can I do a close-up of my brooch? Yes. I haven't changed my brooch for a while, actually. This is the Queen's Flower Basket brooch, and it is an exact replica of the one that the Queen has, which I do love to wear, especially this time of the year when it's all summery and floral. Yes, go, Tony, go. Reverend Darlene says, I read a book a day. Wow. Wow. I am very impressed. Okay, how are we doing? We are doing fine. So over to you guys. I've spoken about all the different topics. Oh, also, Prince Charles, he also came out in support of hashtag Windrush Day. Remember I was saying about all these different hashtags for all these different days? He actually gave a video message, which was very, very passionate. And of course, if you didn't know about the Windrush generation, it was the generation probably from I think it was the 50s, when Britain, the UK, invited people from mainly Caribbean nations to come to the UK to fill jobs and skills gaps. Many, worked in the National Health Service, and they were a very valued group of people. However, we've recently had a Windrush scandal where a lot of these people's records were actually destroyed by the governments of the day, and a lot of people came into trouble because their records were destroyed, and many people were actually sent to the Caribbean nations of which their families had origins in. It was a really, really big scandal, and an inquiry happened, and they are still sorting it out. They are still bringing people back who were wrongly and falsely deported. There is you can claim compensation if you were affected by this, and also the compensation includes, let's just say the family member in question has passed away. That claim can be inherited, so you can make a claim. So if you or you know anyone who was affected negatively by this, you can claim. There is a government claim, and they are still working and processing through this. I saw someone on the TV just last week talking about it. So yes, Prince Charles gave an impassioned video message about the importance of the Windrush generation, which I think was really, really good of him. Reverend Darlene says, dog and horses live alone, now just a dog. Velva says, I must go back and listen, I missed this video. Wow, but my children love dogs. Yes. Becky Ray says, my Yorkie is the boss. Then my grandchildren are second, and I am last on the totem pole. Normally, we ourselves are always the bottom of the rung, aren't we? What's the name of the Animal Man again? The Animal Man? Animal Man? I'm lost. Did I talk about an animal? Oh, Paul Burrell. Animal. He was Diana's former butler. You had me then. I was like, what Animal Man? Paul Burrell. He talks about lots of different things. But mainly his time with Diana and the royal family. And that was Instagram. Right, I'm going to go now. So if you've enjoyed this quick live chat, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, of course, please do remember to subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much if you are a channel member or a patron on Patreon. It really does make a big difference, especially with YouTube going through all different things it's going through at the moment. So thank you so much for supporting beyond watching the videos. Bev Leck says, Prince Edward said their tortoise runs Bagshot Park. Yes, he did. So from me in Shropshire, mwah, to you all, and goodbye.